In the quiet town of Adibeo Street, there was one house nobody liked to talk about. Not because it was haunted. Not because something strange happened there. But because of a secret. A secret so disturbing that the entire neighborhood agreed on one thing. It must never be spoken about. For 15 years, everyone kept silent. Until one day, a curious young girl decided to ask a simple question. And that question changed everything. At the end of Adibeo Street stood a large, old bungalow. The paint had faded. The windows were always closed. And the gate was always locked. Children were warned not to go near it. Parents would say things like, "Don't play near that house. Just pass and go." But nobody ever explained why. Inside that house lived a quiet woman named Mama Shade. She hardly spoke to anyone. Every morning she swept her compound. Then went back inside. Visitors were rare. And when people passed her house, they walked quickly. Almost like they were afraid. 15-year-old Amara had just moved to the neighborhood with her parents. Unlike everyone else, she didn't know the story. One afternoon while walking home from school, she noticed something strange. The big house at the end of the street. The silence around it felt unusual. When she asked her friends about it, they became uncomfortable. "Just forget that house," one of them said quickly. Another whispered, "Nothing good comes from asking questions about that place." But that answer only made Amara more curious. What could be so terrible that nobody wanted to talk about it? One evening, as Amara passed the house again, she noticed something unusual. The gate was slightly open. She stopped. Her heart started beating faster. For years, people said the gate was always locked. But tonight, it wasn't. Before she could stop herself, she stepped closer. And that's when she heard something. A faint sound. Like someone crying. Amara froze. Was someone inside? The next day, Amara asked her mother about Mama Shade. Her mother's reaction was immediate. "Don't ever go near that house." Her voice was firm. Too firm. That response confirmed Amara's suspicion. Everyone knew something. Everyone was hiding something. But what? That night, Amara decided to find out. Late at night, while the street was quiet, Amara walked toward the house again. The gate was still open. She stepped inside slowly. The compound was silent. Too silent. As she approached the door, she heard the crying again. Soft, painful crying. Coming from inside the house. Her hands trembled as she knocked. For a moment, nothing happened. Then slowly, the door opened. And Mama Shade stood there. Her eyes were red, like someone who had been crying for years. Mama Shade stared at Amara for a long time before speaking. "You should not be here." But Amara gathered courage. "Why is everyone afraid of this house?" The old woman sighed deeply. Then she said something nobody had said in 15 years. "Because of what happened to my daughter. Years ago, Mama Shade's daughter, Tola, was the brightest girl in the neighborhood. Kind. Friendly. Full of dreams. Everyone loved her. Until one night. She disappeared. The entire neighborhood searched. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. But Tola was never found. And slowly, whispers started spreading. People began blaming Mama Shade. Some said she must have done something terrible. Others believed the house was cursed. Instead of helping her, the neighbors began avoiding her. And over time, the story became something nobody wanted to talk about. Mama Shade looked at Amara with tears in her eyes. But that was never the real secret. Amara felt chills run down her spine. The real secret, Mama Shade said quietly. is that someone in this neighborhood knows what really happened to Tola. And they have been silent. For 15 years. Amora's heart pounded. Someone here knew the truth. Someone had been hiding it all this time. The next morning, Amora told her parents everything. At first they were angry. But then something unexpected happened. Her father became very quiet. After a long silence, he said something shocking. I think I know who took Tola. Years ago, a man who lived on the same street had suddenly moved away. No explanation. No goodbye. And just weeks after Tola disappeared, he vanished. The police never connected the two events. But the neighbors suspected. Yet nobody spoke up. Everyone was afraid. With Amora's father's information, the police reopened the case. They tracked down the man who had moved away years ago. After questioning him for hours, he finally confessed. He had taken Tola that night. But his secret could not stay hidden forever. After 15 long years, the truth was finally revealed. He was arrested and justice was served. The quiet house at the end of Adebayo Street was no longer a place of fear. People finally understood the pain Mama Sod had carried all those years. And the biggest lesson the neighborhood learned was simple. Sometimes silence protects the wrong people. And the truth, no matter how long it takes, always finds a way to come out. Follow for more interesting stories.